So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and pick out my color palette. And I decided to use the same colors as I did in my last Among Us video, just to keep everything cohesive and to not go through all the effort of picking another color palette. The first Hogwarts house that I'm going to be doing is Hufflepuff. So of course I chose yellow, and then I chose the leaf hat because to me Hufflepuff and plants go very well together. So naturally, the leaf hat was a must-have for the Hufflepuff Among Us character. I'm just going through and tracing the outline out, and I'm going to make it sort of thinner than I did last time, just as a stylistic thing, no other real reason. Once I finish the outline, I'm just going to start coloring, and the first thing I'm going to color is the helmet plate. I'm not exactly sure what to call it, but helmet plate is what we're sticking with for now. Once I've finished that, I'm just going to start coloring the actual body. And of course, again, yellow, just quickly outlining it and then drag and drop, and bam, all of a sudden it's looking really Hufflepuff. And then I'm just going to do the shadowing in a slightly darker color. And oh, by the way, when I used darker colors, I don't just go down, I also go to the side and make it a little bit warmer or cooler, and that makes it look a little bit more realistic and less flat. Just a coloring tip for anyone who uses digital art. I'm going to quickly color in the leaf hat. I believe I used 3 different colors of green, and then just to add a little bit of my own spin, I decided to add these sort of like patches. My brother said they looked like stitches, but they were intended to be patches, just to kind of personalize it a little bit and make it a little bit more unique. I decided to color them green just to tie in with the hat a little bit and make everything match. And after I colored that in, we are done with Hufflepuff. I really like how this one turned out, and I hope you guys do too. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to be turning these into stickers and then putting them on my soon-to-be shop. So if there's one that you really like, it will probably be available as a sticker in a few months at this rate. The next house that I'm going to be doing is Gryffindor. So the red beanie really was an obvious choice. I felt like for Gryffindor, I felt like a beanie is kind of a little bit adventurous. Not necessarily brave or courageous, but Gryffindor vibes all around. And once I had the outline done, I really just copied and pasted it and then drew the hat, which saved me a lot of time. And after I quickly colored in the hat, Gryffindor Among Us little dude was looking pretty good. I decided to also add a little bit of a oomph factor, I guess. Little patches again on the Gryffindor dude to make them a little bit more personalized, and I just added some gold sparkles just to tie in that other house color, not Hufflepuff. The next house is Slytherin, and I had this green fedora, I guess, as the hat. Again, it's just Slytherin vibes all around, so it felt like the obvious choice to me. And the shading on this hat was giving me so much trouble for some reason. I was doing it a little bit too complicated, and eventually I decided to simplify it, and I was able to get it where I liked. So just a reminder, if you're drawing, sometimes the simple really is better. I spent a ton of time going back and forth with the coloring, trying to get it to look just right as it was in the game, and I gave up eventually, and I just had to kind of mess around with it, simplify it, and then it actually started to look good. So yep. Oh, and by the way, to anyone who watched my last Among Us video, I have gotten imposter several more times. Just in case anyone was wondering, I finally got to be imposter quite a bit. So I guess I broke my crewmate streak. Oh hey, who is excited for the airship map? I believe it's going to be released on the 31st. So yeah, I guess people are pretty hyped about that. It only took them forever to release it, but hopefully it's as good as everybody's saying it's going to be. Okay, and I finally finished messing around with all the different colors on the hat, and so now it's time to add some patches. And I was kind of stumped about what to do for Slytherin, so I just went with some circles, some silver circles, and yeah, I couldn't think of anything more creative, so circles it is. Now that I'm looking at this final version, I kind of want to go back and darken up the hat a little bit, but I guess we'll wait and see. Next up, and also last but certainly not least, is Ravenclaw. And I found this little messenger hat, and I don't know, the academia vibes, I had to do it, didn't have a choice, no regrets. Out of all of the houses, I think I probably like how Hufflepuff turned out the best, but I'm probably a little bit biased because yellow and the leaf hat is actually my main. That's what I do almost every single time I play, so I'm probably a little biased there, but I definitely like how all the rest of them turned out too. Oh, by the way, everybody should comment what Hogwarts house they are because I'm curious what all y'all are. A Ravenclaw with some Slytherin ambition. I know, I just had to throw myself into 3 houses. That makes so much sense. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.